Hi, boys and girls. All right, so let's talk about adding fractions with like denominators. I'm going to start off with 1/4. Here it is, and then I'm going to put plus 2/4. Now, if you remember from the last video, we've got numerators, our top numbers, and denominators, our bottom numbers. All right, so the thing that you have to know about adding fractions that have the same denominator is that you have to leave the denominator the same, so it's going to stay the same. That's pretty simple. And all you have to do is add the top numbers. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. And now you've got 3/4. Now you have to decide, okay, is that in lowest terms? All right, well, and in the next video I will actually talk to you about lowest terms in simplest form. But for right now, yes, it is in lowest terms because the numbers left, 3/4, 3 and 4 follow each other on the number line. So if you had 1/23 or whatever, then it's also in lowest terms. Why? Because even though they're not next to each other on the number line, the top number is a 1 and it can't get any lower than that. All right, what about if you had 5/7? Well, this is in lowest terms because these two are actually numbers that are prime numbers. Prime numbers mean that only the number itself, so 5 for example, can be multiplied by 1, and that's the only way you can get it. There's nothing else that two factors could equal to get to 5 except for 1 and 5. And the same for 7. It's just 1 and 7. So when I know they're prime numbers and they don't go into each other, then that'll be an issue. So I know it's in lowest terms. If I had 4 and 8, for example, I know that 4 can fit into 8, so that means that those aren't prime numbers, but they'll also, one goes into the other. It fits in exactly through multiplication. So this one is not in lowest terms, and normally we don't X it out, but just so that you know. 5/7 is, 1/23 is, and our answer, 3/4 for this problem is. And once you have it in lowest terms, you're going to circle your final answer. Okay, so let's do another example. Let's do 2/3 plus 1/3, and what should the bottom number be? Definitely 3, because that's what our other bottom number is. 2 plus 1, 3. Uh-oh, look at it. We've got 3/3, and I think in that first video I said to you that whenever you have the same number parts shaded out of the same total parts, that is considered one whole. The whole thing is shaded in. So when you have a number over another number in a fraction, you have another name for one whole. And so I'm just making my one whole big. All right. So if I was going to put it, I could either circle the 3/3 or the one whole. I'm going to circle the one whole just so that you know that's my lowest answer. All right. Here's another example. I have like denominators, but I'm going to show you one that is not in lowest terms after we've added it. 1/8 plus 3/8 is equal to 4/8. 4/8, is it in lowest terms? It isn't. So instead of saying equals, I have to think. Now, remember up above when I said 4/8 and we crossed it out because I said, no, that's not in lowest terms because the top number can fit into the bottom number. So let's look at that. How many 4s fit into 8? Well, by multiplication, exactly 2 4s will fit in. So instead of having equals, I'm going to create a division symbol, and I'm going to put, since it was 4, and 4 fits into 8, I'm going to put divided by 4/4. And there's that whole number again, the whole one, but I'm going to divide both my top number and my bottom number, and they have to be divided by the same number. You can't divide them by different numbers. All right, so what's 8 divided by 4? It's 2. And what's 4 divided by 4? It's 1. And so now you have 1/2. Is that in lowest terms? Sure is, because now you have 1 with a 2 following it. All right, last example. 2/6 plus 2/6, and it's going to equal, well, we know it's 6 on the bottom, and it's going to equal 4. Well, here's another number that's not in lowest terms, except this time the 4 doesn't fit into the 6. So we've added the like denominators and we got 4 6, but it's not in lowest terms, so we have to divide. We have to divide by a number they both share. So the factors of 6 are 1 and 6, or 2 and 3, and the factors of 4 are 1 and 4, and 2 and 2. Oh, the thing that's in common is 2, so I'm going to divide by 2 over 2. Another way you could have thought of it is that 4 and 6 are both even numbers. So there's even sets of them. And so that means I can divide by 2 when it's even. And remember, it has to be on top and bottom, so that's why I made it 2 halves. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and lo and behold, we've got 2/3. So we have it in lowest terms because the numbers follow each other on a number line. All right, that's my lesson on adding like denominator fractions. The next lesson will be on lowest terms. Thanks.